Hey everyone, this is Scott from Scott to Girl Podcast. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Today I'm going to be talking about Season 2, Episode 7, The Writing on the Wall. I'm going to be starting off with the plot summary, then just talking about my general thoughts and some foreshadowing elements I noticed in this episode. So let's just start with the plot summary so we have some idea of what happened in this episode. Since being resurrected by S.h.i.e.L.D's Project Tahiti using the experimental drug GH325, Coulson has been compulsively carving the alien symbols. When a former S.h.i.e.L.D. agent impatient of Tahiti is killed and her body is carved with the symbols by the former agent who had carved the painting previously, Coulson uses Hydra's memory machine to find other patients who were injected with the drug. He goes after the remaining patients, trying to find an end to the madness. He discovers that the writing is actually a 3D diagram of a city where the alien host of GH325 apparently wished to go. Seeing the completed design ends his need to carve, but since Hydra is also searching for the city, he makes it a priority for S.h.i.E.L.D. to find it first. Meanwhile, the other members of the team try to capture Ward, who betrays Hydra by capturing Bakshi and leaving him for S.h.i.E.L.D. Before preparing to meet his brother, which isn't accurate according to this thing. He's going after his brother. He's planning to take his brother down. But that's the plot summary. I like this episode because we got a lot of the answers to the alien carving mystery, which I really enjoy. They finally figure out that it's actually a 3D diagram of a city, which I thought was a really cool concept. They've been looking at it like, oh, is it a map? What is it? And they finally figured out. They figured out they were missing pieces. A lot happened in pretty much the whole alien. Well, not all of it, because they still have to get to it. But a lot of the things doing with the symbols were resolved in this episode. So that's why I really enjoyed this episode. And I also like that we have the subplot with Ward, and we're seeing how, we get to see Ward's kind of dark side and how great of an special ops, black ops kind of agent he can be, the spy, the assassin kind of, always prepared. We see him with the freaking explosives at one point. So I thought that was a cool little side kind of mission that they had, side plot in this episode, with Ward obviously preparing to go after his brother. And I thought it was kind of cool, that he leaves a little gift for them from Hydra, so that's kind of cool. But some of the other stuff I liked about this episode, what did I write down? Oh, I said it was Hydra's memory machine, but wasn't it Raina's memory machine? I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I don't actually have that many notes written down for this episode. Oh, there was paintings at the beginning of this episode. The one lady who was killed, the former S.h.i.E.L.D. agent who was killed in this episode, she had a bunch of paintings. That's how she was doing her alien symbols that she was getting out. She was doing them in paintings, and I want one of those paintings. They were cool. Okay, so let's see what else I have written down. I have that they mentioned at one point during this that the host, the GH drug came from thousands of years old, which is a pretty cool little thing that they dropped in there. I'm like, damn, those guys live for a long time, which makes sense. They're very regenerative stuff, but I thought that was a cool little factoid they dropped in this episode. The note I had written down was just that all the other patients all the other Tahiti patients all had their memories wiped the same way that Coulson did, which I thought was a little connection. I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel for stuff in this one, guys. What else I have? They're looking for a city. Yeah, I already mentioned that. Why would you write that down as a note, Scott? Coulson's getting worse. I already mentioned all these things. Alright, well that's all I had for this episode, guys, and I should have probably written more notes. But thanks for joining me again, guys. Be sure to let me know in the comments below if there's anything I missed that you in particular liked or you thought was a good element of foreshadowing. I always like checking those out. But thanks again for joining me, and have a good one.